Everyone, this is Ashley Lateki Ellenboss with Sky House Herb School and Apothecary, and today I will be sharing with you my favorite places to buy herbs and my favorite herbal suppliers. Now, I've been gathering questions from you all for the last few months regarding things that you want to know about herbs. What are my favorite herbs for X, Y, and Z? And one of your questions is which herbal companies are the ones that I most love and support? So I'm going to tell you all about them. But first, I want to just show you my little lap companion. This is Sita, our new puppy, and she's just so content to lay on my lap. So if you were wondering what is this fuzzy thing on my lap, it is an animal. She's so sweet. So she's just going to sit here with us. So now, here's the way that I have organized these. I first want to talk about how I choose herbal suppliers that I consider to be top rated. And then I'm going to tell you about different categories of herbs. But this is going to be it's going to be pretty simple. Even if you're not super into herbs, you'll find something as a takeaway, and you probably will find one or two companies where you're like, yes, I'm so glad I know this now. So let's start off. The very first thing that's important to me when I'm looking at herbal companies is do they source their materials in a way that is ethical, sustainable, and ideally organic. Where are they getting their herbs from and how is the quality of those herbs? So that's super important to me. And the ethical and sustainable piece is also really important because there are a number of herbs that are either endangered or are at risk. So we want to make sure that we're not depleting those communities of herbs. And so I make sure that all of my herbal sources do ethically and sustainably wildcraft or harvest. And then the third one is, are they good formulators? Are they good medicine makers? And I do that really by tasting them because I've been in this industry for about 20 years, just knowing from the taste, the quality, and then also knowing who the herbalists are that formulate the blends or who make the medicines. And, are they well trained? Are they well versed in herbal medicine and formulation? So that's how I decide. So the three categories we'll be talking about. Number one is bulk herbs. These are suppliers that will sell you bags of chopped, dried herbs, roots, branches, berries, and flowers. The second category are tinctures and glycerins. And these are mainly going to be ones that are single, right? So specific companies that make one tincture or one herb in a tincture or one herb in a glycerin. And then the third are three are herbal formulators. So these are herbal companies that are really good at blending herbs, multiple herbs together to create formulas that are specific for conditions like respiratory conditions, digestive conditions, skin conditions, things like that. Got it? All right. So let's dive in now. Number one, we're going to look at bulk herb suppliers. Now, my favorite bulk herb supplier is a small scale supplier. So this is one that you have to go directly to them to buy your herbs, but they have such high quality herbs that it's well worth the wait and well worth the restocking time that it might take. And this is a company called Oshala Farms. This is their nettle leaf, and Oshala Farms is based out of Oregon and in the United States, and they have high quality flowers. So if you're looking for calendula, chamomile, lavender, any of the aromatic plants, they are my number one go-to because they harvest and dry them and ship them very quickly. Whereas some other larger scale suppliers, they'll get a little bit pale, they'll lose some of that brightness. And, to me, it's worth it to make sure that especially ones that have volatile oils and resins have all of those intact. So that's my number one is Oshala Farms. Number two is Star West Botanicals. Now, Star West Botanicals, they also have mostly organic. You can buy organic or not organic, and it'll tell you exactly where the source is. Now, they don't grow themselves. They actually import and support farmers from various different countries, but they do have high quality herbs, and I buy a lot of my bulk herbs from them. And then the third one is mountain rose herbs. Mountain rose is a huge, probably the most popular here in the United States. Mountain rose herbs, this is their label. They are based, I think, also out of California, I want to say. Nope, they're in Eugene, Oregon. And they have a ton of bulk herbs, spices, blends. You can buy tinctures from them as well. Now, they are really good for leaves and roots. And what I like about them versus Oshala Farm is that Oshala Farm, their herbs are not very finely cut. So, for example, here's their nettles. You can see that it looks like nettle leaf, which I kind of like, right? You can see that it's like, whole dried leaves. But the downside is that if you are, wanting to make a really fine tea, that you have to grind them yourself. So that's not ideal. Whereas mountain rose herbs, they have all of the equipment to chop their herbs really finely like this and to chop down their roots. So it just kind of is a personal preference. Some herbs, some roots I like to buy a little bit more chopped, like my ashwagandha and ginger root, but other herbs like burdock, I like to have larger and more fully intact, and then I'll just boil them. So when you have, larger surface area or larger leaves, it just often means that you might need to cook or soak them a little bit more, but it's not that big of a deal. So those are all my favorite bulk herb suppliers. Now let's talk about my second one too, which is tinctures. So for tinctures, I would say my number one company is going to be Herbalists and Alchemists. Now, this is a company that was created by David Winston. Let's see if we can get this into focus here. Herbalists and Alchemists, they make really, really high quality tinctures. And David Winston is a well-known herbalist and author. He's written and published a number of books. He also has an herb school where he trains herbalists. And all of his products are high quality. So, there's a wholesaling herbalist that I buy all of my Apothecary tinctures from, but you can't actually order from him unless you are a registered herbalist or you've graduated from herb school. So maybe I'll tell you about, where to buy herbs if you're a herbalist in another video, but this one's really just more for, herbs that you can buy where you don't need any credentialing, right? So Herbalists and Alchemists, high quality, and pretty reasonably priced. Another one that's a little bit easier to find, that if you're going to your local health food store or co-op, you can usually find herbs by Herb Farm. And Herb Farm is, they're, I think, also based maybe out of California. So Herb Farm, PHARM. You can see it starting to come into focus there. HERBPHARM, high quality tinctures. So, you might want to check them out as well. And then for really small scale tincture makers, my friend up in Marblehead, Massachusetts, her company called Barking Crow Wellness. These are her tinctures. So this one's blue vervain, and she makes the best blue vervain. I have yet to taste a blue vervain that tastes as good as hers. And here is the company here, if it will get into focus, Barking Crow Wellness. And then look at, that's a logo, that's her dog. And if you follow her on Instagram, you can see pictures of her dog and her romping around the woods gathering herbs. But she makes, she not only does this a beautiful bottle, but she makes really good, look how dark and viscous that is. That's what I love to see in tinctures. It's just really heavy tinctures. So you can check her out at Barking Crow Wellness. Now, I will say that a lot of people buy herbs on Amazon, and there are a few companies that are really cheap, but I really don't find their herbs to be high quality. One is an herbal company based out of Hawaii. I think it's like called Hawaiian something. But anyway, I find their herbal tinctures to be really, really weak. And most of the time they're glycerins, and they're just not very high quality. So, if you really want your herbs to work, make sure that you're using ones that are strong enough. Otherwise, you're going to be like, herbs don't work. And it's not going to be that the herbs don't work. It's going to be that the quality that you bought was not very high. So it's worth it to seek these out. Now, glycerids, herbal glycerids are different from tinctures. Tinctures are made with alcohol and water, and glycerids are made with vegetable glycerin and water. And vegetable glycerin is sometimes preferred for people that don't take alcohol. Sometimes it's preferred for children. It doesn't extract or doesn't extract as well, and the shelf life is a little bit shorter. So I personally prefer tinctures, and I give tinctures to my children. But sometimes glycerids can be really nice and a little bit more gentle, especially on the stomach. So some of my favorite herbal suppliers that make glycerids are Bear Wallow herbs. So Bear Wallow, my friend Kara, she's based out of Mount Shasta, California. What I love about her is that she handcrafts and wildcrafts all of her herbs. She actually goes and picks them herself from the mountains, and then makes fresh medicine. Her medicines are really, really good. And if you tell Kara that you heard about her through me, she'll give you 10% off. So tell her that you are contacting her through Sky House Herb School, and she'll give you a discount. This is a really nice lemon balm glycerin that I love. She also has a number of herbs like California poppy and elderflower that's really nice. And she also has, if you're looking for some holiday gift ideas, she has a really nice herbal first aid kit that has all of the essentials that you need if you're traveling, camping, or just to have around the house. And so that might be a nice idea to pick up for your family. And the other herbal glycerin company that I like is called Cedar Bear. And Cedar Bear formulates specifically for children. So this one is a kid's herbal formula. And let's see if it will pick it up. Here it is. So this is a Mullein respiratory blend for immune support. And you might really like this company, especially if you're looking for something that's non-alcohol for your children. And they have just a ton of different options. And so you do have to go through them. You can go to their website at Cedar Bear. I think it's cedarbear.com, and you can order herbs directly from them. All right, so now how about herbal formulators? Well, personally in my apothecary, for my clients, I make all of my custom orders through a company called 5 Flavor Herbs, and they're based out of California. And I love 5 Flavor Herbs. You do have to be a registered herbalist or a professional practicing herbalist, or you could be a licensed acupuncturist and work with Chinese herbs, since they do a lot of Chinese herb custom formulation as well. So if you are an herbalist and you want to find a place that can blend herbs for you that will ship directly to your clients and bill your clients, then check them out, 5 Flavor Herbs. But if you're kind of just, looking for something for yourself, and you don't know how to formulate, then again, I'm going to go back to Herbalist and Alchemist as my favorite formulator. Herbalists and alchemists have amazing blends. Now, this one is Andrographis, a single herb, but you can get, they have really good adaptogenic blends. So they have one that's called Calm Adapt, which is blended with adaptogens and nervines to relax the nervous system and build the adrenals. They also have really good respiratory blends. They have cardiovascular blends. They've got really delicious bitters blends for digestion and liver health. So check out Herbalist and Alchemist for any of those formulations, and you can search by condition on their website, and that might be helpful. And then Herb Farm is a really nice company. Again, they make really nice blends that you can buy from most co-ops and most herb stores, and also from Amazon.com. So you can check them out as well. Herb, PHARM. And this rapid immune boost is one that I use a lot here for our family when you got a tickly throat, or you feel like your immune system is starting to wane and you want to rev it up. This is a really nice quick formula that will really get your immune system activated. But they also have other blends that I find work really well. So that's all I've got for today. I hope that was helpful, and let me know if you have any other herbal companies that you really love and why. And if you are an herbal manufacturer and you want to let folks know about the herbs you make, because there's probably a lot of you out there that make your own blends and I just don't know about you. So type that into the comment section so that I can check out your herbal formulations and your herbal medicines. And I'll be back again next week, even though it's holidays, I'll be back and I'll be checking off more items from all of your wonderful ideas that you've sent for me, things that you want me to talk about in regards to your questions about herbal medicine. So thanks everyone and have a good day.